down and listen to records. Smell the cover, read all the verses. Tell me about your favorites on Vinyl and Vision.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in to the latest episode of Vinyl and Vision. Here we are with episode 141. Today's very special guest is Scott Levesque. Scott is a very talented multi-instrumentalist who is probably best known for his band Wheat from the mid-90s through the mid-2010s. He is also in another band called Skyjelly, which I've just found out about this through him recently, and there's a lot of music there. Skyjelly is producing a lot of stuff. If you check out their Bandcamp page, which I will put a link into our show notes for it, a lot of music there. So I actually still personally have to delve into all of it. And I will do that very soon. But Wheat I've known for a long time. I've known about it since it was happening, around this area, in the New England area in the, late 90s is probably when I was hearing about them. And I was very excited to talk to Scott because he's actually been on my short list for a very long time. I just never knew how to get in touch with him. So I have to say thank you very much to my very good friend, Josh Herbeck, who put us in touch. He came to me and, he knows the show. He's a fan of the show and he knows what I do. And he asked if I would be interested in speaking to Scott. I was like, of course, that'd be great. So thank you, Josh, for that help. I hope it's the conversation you were hoping for. Not quite the conversation I was hoping for. And I'm not saying that it was bad. I'm saying that there was difficulty. So not a lot of information on the internet about the album that Scott chose to discuss, which was Red Red Meat's Bunny Gets Paid, released in 1995 on Sub Pop Records. It's kind of a cult classic, really. It's been obviously so many years now, but it's a hugely influential record to a lot of people. And it's a wonderful record. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, man, where has this been my whole life? So I'm so thankful that I got to speak to Scott and talk about this record because it got to open my eyes, which is always a great, great experience when someone can turn you on to something that's really great. And so discussing it with Scott, I mean, we had a couple technical issues. Internet was laggy, so there was a couple of weird starts and stops. But overall, it was just a great, great conversation, just getting to know Scott better. So he has a personal relationship with some of the members of Red Red Meat. I can't verify, and I didn't ask him if they had done any shows with Red Red Meat. I'm assuming they probably did. Brian Deck, the drummer and percussionist for Red Red Meat, had done mixing for Wheat on some of their records. And Tim Ritelli even played guitar on one song by Wheat, at least that Scott mentions to me. So there's a working relationship there. And so it's kind of like really amazing to be able to speak to someone like Scott who has had this experience working with people who are truly an influence on what he is making. So I don't know how well I was able to kind of capture a lot of that, but I mean, it's kind of the focal point of like our whole conversation because it's just so interesting. It's so unique to be able to speak to somebody that is that closely tied to something that was so personally influential to who they became musically and what they were making. So I think that was pretty great, and I hope you really enjoy this conversation. I just want to say thank you for tuning in, and if you can do all the things you do with the internet, please, we would very much appreciate that. Like, share, subscribe, comment, rate, review on all the things, all the places, wherever you're finding this. And please find Scott Levesque's new project, Skyjelly. I will provide the links in the show notes for all of those things. He is a visual artist as well, and a great painter, so I will provide some links for that if you're interested in finding out more about his art. And Skyjelly will be playing soon, though the date is not announced yet. It will be at Myrtle, but I don't know when because they haven't mentioned it yet. They haven't announced it officially. But it's coming up. So, follow them on Bandcamp, on Instagram, whatever, and you'll be able to get the updates. You'll find out when I find out. And so, speaking of nostalgia, this was a very nostalgic conversation that I had with Scott. But my old band that was existed in the '90s, around the same time frame as Wheat, actually, is playing a reunion show, and that'll be on August 14th at the Parlor. I'll provide links for the tickets in the show notes for that as well. It's one time only. We're just doing this once, and probably never do it again. So if you're feeling nostalgic, you want to come down to that show, we'd really love to see you. Mr. Wonderful will be opening, Jackie and the Idiots and Rough Features are the opening acts. It's just a great bill. I mean, it's just going to be so much fun. So come on down if you can. It'd be great to see you. And in the meantime, enjoy.
Hey, what's happening?
Not much. Hey, Scott Levesque.
Scott Levesque. Yes.
Levesque. That's how you pronounce that. I'm sorry.
Levesque. Yes, that's all right.
How are you? I'm fine, man. Little kind of discombobulated. It's early in the morning, and
right.
Still trying to figure things out and get.
I'm already like 6 hours into my day.
Holy shit.
So yeah, like I love. You know what, man? So yeah, I love the morning now, and I feel like I'm fresher. I feel like I'm more optimistic.
Sure.
I feel like, all that jazz. And like I think I was a night person, but I think it's just, you have children, correct?
I do, yeah.
So that, once you have kids, and my youngest is now 20, soon to be 21, so.
Oh, cool.
And my oldest is 30, so.
Wow.
It's a huge, yeah, exactly. It's a huge jump. And, but yeah, so I think that probably starts the ball rolling for a lot of people. But then touring, sort of, it was funny. Like, I was always the guy up early. I would find out where there's a car wash. I would bring the van, vacuum it out, just because, everybody's like, sleep until 11. And I was like, 11? Right. I mean, I can't even get my head around.
Right.
Even then, 9 was,
right.
So I don't know why, but yeah.
Wasting so much of the day,
Yeah, man. See, well, and I live on a lake now, so watching the sun come up over the lake, it's just, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, like, it's a beautiful day today. I was just acknowledging that going
Amazing.
outside in the backyard. I live in West Warwick, so I'm kind of
okay.
like, I'm
yeah.
right near Coventry and East Greenwich, so it's kind of like a little woodsy out here. We get some wildlife. We got a lot of birds. I hear this like little baby hawk squawking right now.
Pretty great.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and so that's kind of again part of that appreciation of morning hours is that like you can kind of just be outside on a nice day, even before it starts getting really hot, like in the summertime. Like.
Yeah, totally. I love it. I mean, yeah, you can spend a few hours outside and not even be. Not be affected by the oppressive, which I like too. I actually I like the heat. I just feel like I'm better with it than I am the cold,
Sure. Yeah. I mean, cold's no fun.
So you're also a bass player that I found out.
I am. Yeah. I mean, I kind of play a little bit of everything, but bass primarily.
Right.
Yeah. You
yeah,
too,
me
right?
Too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally. Play a little bit of everything, but I don't think I play anything really well. Like you wouldn't call me if you're like, I need this specific instrument. You wouldn't call me, but
maybe if I had a problem finding the right chord for a progression, I'd be like, hey, help out with this song, huh?
But we all have a thing, and I it's hard. I remember hearing comparison is the thief of joy, and it really kind of hit me at one point because I was like, it's really difficult to just be yourself, right?
Sure.
That's the hardest thing to be, which is why acting is probably so difficult, because you just have to be able to be yourself, but in that role, right? And so it's just, you become that character, which it's not easy.
I don't imagine it is. Yeah, I don't think I'm a good actor at all. I don't think.
Have you taken any theater classes at all? Did you go to school at all? Happen to go that route at all?
Not no. College, just high school. I did theater in high school, and I wasn't.
You did?
Good.
How was that? No,
I wasn't good.
Sucked. Me too. Not even. I tried a little, like in college, and I was not. I was like, I got it in my head. I know what to do.
Right.
Terrible.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I could be typecast really good. Like if you wanted me to play
Right.
the token
Right.
Latino guy, the musician, I can do that.
You're
Yeah.
Latino.
I am. Yeah.
You're Latino. Where's your family from?
Bolivia.
Oh,
Yeah, it's weird. Center of South America. It's landlocked. Very,
amazing.
very ancient though. Very historic. You know, a lot of Incan
You were
civilization.
born there or no?
I
You're
was
born here.
not.
They're born there.
I was born here. I was the accident. I was born in America. Like,
Ah,
it's
yeah.
true. No, I mean, like
Yeah,
my whole family.
most of us are accidents.
Well, I know that's true. I was talking to my friend
Yeah.
Kate, who I'm going to be playing with later today. I was telling her about this. How
Yeah, you mentioned it.
my parents moved here in '79, and I was born
Ah,
'80. So you know, my youngest,
wow.
my closest brother is only about a year away from me, and so he was born January 12th, '79. I was born March 18th, 1980. So
Wow.
I don't know when they moved here. I think it was like kind of late in the year '79. So I mean, like my mother may have been already pregnant with me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, good for you. Good for you guys.
Yeah, lucky me. I'm a naturalized citizen.
I mean,
I'm good.
yeah, I mean that's most of us here, right? I mean, our
Right.
folks are all from somewhere else.
Yeah, but I mean, it's you know, it's kind of a convenience thing because like you know, all my family had to do the whole like testing thing and naturalization stuff, you know,
Right,
to become citizens.
yeah, which is really strange. You have to learn a lot of stuff, which is not really strange, I guess. My son is now living in Japan, my oldest,
Oh wow.
and he's been there for coming up on well, like almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years like this next March, so a year and a half. And
That's insane.
yeah, and he's an animator, and I mean they have these fluency, uh, I guess, tests that you have to sort of take. That's kind of connected to your visa and your workplace.
Yeah.
If you want to work abroad, if you want to work there and live there.
Well, you need to
So
learn
he's
the
had to,
language.
yeah, and he's had to learn, and he's been working on Japanese since well, he went to Tufts, so he kind of did that through Tufts, and then he kind of dabbled in it, and then when he decided to do this, he got a tutor, and he was like seriously doing it, and
Yeah, it's not an easy language. I mean,
I can't imagine, no, no, and then there's so many subtleties, like in every language,
hmm
but the subtleties our brain just makes up for if we know the language, right? So, but every language just has these subtleties, and I think that in particular, like when using characters,
oh yeah,
I mean,
that's insane.
what can
Yeah.
you say,
My friend
right?
Paul was teaching himself Japanese, and like he like it was he just has one of those brains. I mean, we're pretty sure that he's
My
actually
son too,
yeah,
exact.
pretty sure
Yeah,
he's on the spectrum because like he's obsessive about things, and when he wants to learn something,
yeah.
he masters it like the guitar. He's an insane guitarist. And so he was teaching himself Japanese, and I remember just like going into work and seeing him just like writing out characters on like post-it notes, just practicing, you know. And I'm just like, what like what is that? Holy
Yeah.
crap!
I
So
mean, good for people like that. Thank goodness for them, because I mean, I'm not one of those guys. I'm
yeah,
much more like the Bunny Gets Paid record than I am. What's that? What was that last band that I really loved that came out? It was like really technical metal band, but then almost became Pink Floyd.
new
You know
band
who I'm talking about? Yeah, newish
is
band.
it is that Goose Band, Geese Band?
No, no, I was
Not
thinking of
them.
like that heavy, like
Hmm.
Anyway, but yeah, so I'm definitely much more slapdash with, not because I've wanted to be. I think it's just the character that I am, and it just is who my dad was sort of like this too. My
Mm-hmm.
dad was sort of an interesting guy. Like he,
Artsy type.
no, well, I mean, I think that my generation, I was born in '69, so I think my generation probably I had time to, like, I had to fight a little bit, but I had to be an artist. I mean, it's hard. I think each generation it gets a little easier to be an artist, you know.
Sure, it's
Um,
more accepting.
well, it's also financial. I mean, a lot of it is financial. I mean, sometimes it's like having that ability to do things, um,
Sure. And
to be able to experiment and take chances and bite the hand that feeds. I mean, if you're not related to the hand that's feeding you, it's tough. Sometimes that hand just stops giving you,
yeah.
stops feeding you,
Well, there's no
and
handouts, that's for sure. Yeah.
yeah, so that's really tough. And I'm not saying it's any easier becoming an artist, and good and doing good work having money, because that has nothing to do with it,
Right.
obviously.
It's just the
It's
convenience,
a little,
or
I think it's a little, yeah, right. It's right.
it's like anyone can make art using anything these days. There's so much stuff out
Yeah,
there.
right. I mean, it's kind of always been that way, but it's definitely less gatekeepers, Thinking
Hmm.
about making music, like when I got my first 4-track cassette,
Hmm.
I remember I saved up
Oh
quarter
yeah,
one Tascam, and I saved up, and I think I don't know, what was it, still Musician's Friend then?
maybe. Yeah.
I think it was Musician's Friend that I bought it from, and I don't even remember. It might have been, and I just remember I got it, and it was the greatest thing. But to be able to actually put out a record, that's before cassettes, right? So be able to put out a piece of vinyl, I mean, there was so many gatekeepers, right?
Oh
It
yeah.
was like,
Right.
the money thing, obviously. And then there was the studio time.
Oh
Because
yeah.
to warrant putting something on, right? Like you had to, and then there was like that initial, cost of like cutting the master or whatever. And
Yeah.
then it's so insurmountable that you could never, and then when cassettes came out, like I had this little punk band and we sold like hundreds of cassettes. It was incredible,
Right.
you
All
know? And then
DIY
that was so
out of the
that
back seat of the
cassettes were
car.
amazing that you could just put them out and just like boom, and then people could buy them and instantly have them.
Right.
I mean,
And
weren't mastering. I mean, you send them to the cassette place and like they were doing their mastering. They
oh, I
probably charged you like $150,
probably, yeah,
Um,
less than that even. It's tapes are
but
so
it was
cheap.
great, So yeah, I don't know where we were going with that, but
But yeah, I mean, can we just kind of like go back to the beginning? I mean, like,
let's
I'd
go.
like to kind of get a detailed description of your history. Like, so you already told
Sure.
me you were born in '69. So, and you were
hmm
born and raised where?
In Taunton.
Taunton.
Yeah,
Taunton.
Taunton, or yeah, I
Taunton.
say Taunton, but yeah, Taunton. Yeah, Taunton. I don't know. I mean, it's spelled Taunton, right?
I don't know, man. All this weird native language that's been usurped around here. I don't know.
Right.
It's kind of weird. But our accents don't help either. The whole like Rhode Island, Massachusetts thing.
But no,
But so you lived in Taunton with your family. You were mother, father, any siblings?
one brother. Yes,
Older, younger?
older, 10 years older.
Oh wow, okay, big gap.
Yeah. So, yep, exactly.
So in the house, what do you remember of like music in the house growing up?
My dad loved jazz,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in particular organ, which I still to this day haven't really ultra warmed up to.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just my dad's favorite, probably all-time artist, was Jimmy Smith.
Okay.
I don't know if you know any Jimmy Smith records.
I probably have some actually, but I don't know if I can
Just like
recall.
super great Hammond player, like Magic Feet, Magic, just like
Hmm.
so yeah, my dad, that was my dad's favorite stuff. And then also my dad was sort of I don't know, of a collector. He didn't pinpoint any collections necessarily, but he did love, he just loved stuff. So he acquired records, but he did, I mean, music was kind of a thing. I think, wanted to play piano.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But you never did.
he never did. In fact, it's I have the billion tangents I could go off on, but I remember my dad one time was telling me he was going to learn to play piano, But at that point, I was touring so much, and it's funny. It was like a little of that Cats in the Cradle, sort of like like when I had time, he didn't have. When I had time, he didn't have time. When he had time, I didn't have time.
Right.
Like in a
Yeah.
way, it's funny how it goes. So anyway, yeah. So I grew up with music, but yeah, my dad always had, um, and it was also, part of that. My older brother too, so he always got records. He was 10 years older than I, so
Hmm.
when Black Sabbath records came out, things like that. I mean, there
Yeah.
was always Dressed to Kill in my house and Master of what was the one where they with was it Bill Ward and those red nylons and the leather biker coat?
Sabotage?
Sabotage. What a great cover that was,
Yeah, yeah.
And so, and yeah, so I had this really cool old uncle too, who when he died, he had a bunch of cool stuff.
Hmm.
And he definitely was into like, weed and stuff like that. A lot of drug culture. So there was all these cool drawings on the record covers too. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember this Band of Gypsies cover had so many doodles on it.
Oh, like by your uncle himself, he would actually.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
yeah, one of those. Someone
Yeah, that
cleaning a
happens a
bag
lot.
or something. It rolls down. We should edit all this stuff out. Anyway, yeah. So, but yeah, music was sort of big. But my folks were pretty. My folks were. We were pretty. Not gonna say poor because it just. I'm not sure. I even really know poverty, but like
Hmm.
we didn't have a lot of.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Wasn't a
Okay.
lot of
That's
stuff around. Yeah.
right. Yeah. I mean, I think it was kind of
You
different back then.
understand? I mean, your folks, yeah. I mean, unless your dad was,
Nope. Very poor.
right. Yeah, so you get it. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
not good.
When I was growing up, I mean, like we had cassettes mostly, and I remember
Hmm.
like my dad like had very few, but like some choice ones, like Supertramp, Breakfast in America. I remember Led Zeppelin 2.
Yes.
I remember maybe a little bit of Aerosmith.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too. Like Toys in the Attic. What's that?
stuff
Whatever
like
that record
that.
was. I think it was called Toys in the Attic. A great record.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, it's great. So I mean, you kind of raised on classic rock and jazz, I guess, huh?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
All
Yep.
right. Well, and so what got you interested in wanting to play music? Like, what
But
was
it's
your
funny. I didn't
first
like
instrument?
jazz. I didn't like jazz until Mo Better Blues came out. You know
Oh,
that movie?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
like I didn't really like it until I don't know. There was something about, and it's funny. I have a friend Scott who said the same thing. It was like that moment with that poster of the Love Supreme poster on his wall,
Oh, yeah.
and his just incessant, and I sort of and it just became this. You sort of understood the hole that it brought you into this,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, they were so cool. I mean, just
Passion, madness, slash. Yeah,
yeah,
right. The same.
like those
Right.
photographs of like
Whew, the
of
coolest. Holy
Davis,
shit, right? It
Coltrane.
really was the birth of cool. I mean,
Yeah,
imagine calling your record the birth of cool.
yeah.
Holy
That's
fuck, right? I mean, that is like, I'm not sure we're supposed to curse either,
yeah,
but
yeah. That's all right. That's
all
cool.
right, good.
You can do anything you want.
And I don't actually, I'm not even a cursing person, and I really worked on it for a while. But then now, these last few years, I'm starting to like, it's like punctuation. I
Hmm.
don't want to throw an exclamation point after everything, but
Sure.
once in a while.
Hey, there's a lot to be kind of angry about these days, so that's
Holy
understandable.
moly. I'm telling you, it's like that's the thing about me too. It's like my anger, it's tough because I'm a I'm not saying anybody's 100%, straight and narrow, but I'm a pretty straight white guy.
Yeah.
And it's tough for me to have any kind of, you know, man, there's a lot of
Bad stuff.
downsides to capitalism,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
certainly. Yeah.
Woo, ugly.
Well, I think we'll probably get
So,
into that because we'll probably end up talking about the music biz, and that
oh
obviously
wow,
that
holy
can
moly.
obviously can be some point
Yes.
of contrition, I guess.
Oh wow, that was a wild ride, but a long time ago, so that's good too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so what got you interested in playing music? I mean, so you said like you didn't really get into jazz, which I
I
understand.
think, yeah, but I think that though, I think the thing that jazz has that I didn't necessarily get then, I think overall what gets most people into is just this, that, yeah, I don't, again, not madness as in to glorify something that's, but just that dedication
Hmm.
and that overall sort of thing that is, right? Like, I think that's what I don't know. I mean, I think that I was interested in,
Like in how they made their music and like what jazz was like.
no, I think even before jazz even, but I was thinking like just sort of that whole persona, right? I think most of us sort of get involved with music is it's just cool,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You look at me, I mean, there's so many, but like every era has their thing. I mean, I suppose, people have like when they look at a picture of Kurt Cobain in moments, right? There are these
Oh
great
yeah.
iconic shots of those guys,
Of
and there's
course.
Hendrix, like we were saying, and there's, of course, then going to Charlie Parker, and I mean, there's so many great shots, and Mingus, I mean, but then, new guys, right? Like tons of people.
Sure. Yeah.
So anyway, so I think that that's probably what gets most people. But then I also think it's
Well, what was the first instrument you wanted to learn, or you did learn
the first instrument I played was sax, pretty much.
for school?
And yeah, I played sax fifth through, I mean, right around eighth grade. It, everybody realized I was like playing third sax at that point. I was like a C, like an eighth grader. It was like,
Yeah.
they were trying to just get me to play these long parts, You say, can you hold this without vibrato?
Hmm.
Um,
You didn't feel like you were very good at it?
no, I didn't. Again, I lacked but that's the thing about me. Like even with, like I just I'm not interested in mastering.
Hmm.
I think that's the thing. I'm not interested in it. And I think, and it's not just these sour grapes kind of like I stink, therefore,
Yeah.
No, I'm not interested in that. Um, and that's all right, and that's the thing at this
Well,
point. Like I realize
you can't master everything. There's
you
just not a ton
can't.
of time in a day to do that.
Yeah, and I almost don't want to anyway because it's just for me in a way. It's like
Right.
um then we could get into the music business that gets kind of darker, but no, it is. It's like so.
Yeah. Well, because like instruments, I mean, like we were saying earlier, we both kind of play a lot of music, a lot of instruments. So
Yes.
it's like you can't master all of them. It almost feels better to be able to pick something up that you don't know how to play and just
Yeah. It's pretty satisfying for
freestyle.
me.
Yeah, freestyle on it and just make noise on it
Yeah.
and just be like, does this fit with what I'm working on? Like can I incorporate this in?
Yeah, I think that is the thing with music. I played sax on a few records of ours. Like I think I played maybe twice on two different things, but really small parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Just accentuation, stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah, but then yeah, so sax. But then I immediately I traded it and I got a PV Deuce and I got this Washburn Sunbird that I wish I had now because they're like $1,000. I've tried to find one again.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, this is rare from the 80s, and it's Sunbird series, the Bird series. And I was like, man, I wish I still had that.
Yeah.
Because it was great. It was like a double cutaway. The guy from Greg Kinn band, I think in that video, Jeopardy.
Oh, okay.
My love's in Jeopardy. I
He's
think
got
he
one.
played it in that song.
Oh, I'll have to look at that. I don't
So
know.
that was my first guitar. And then I sold traded that for the PV Deuce, and I got that guitar, and then yeah,
What year was that?
that
How
was,
old were you?
geez, I'm trying to think. It would have been high school, probably.
Yeah. Well, you were playing sax until eighth grade, you said. So if you traded
Yeah,
in
right.
eighth grade
Yeah, it would
year,
have been about then. Yeah, it would have been like probably freshman year or something.
all right. So
And
14,
then,
15, maybe.
yeah, yep.
Cool. And so then you started just figuring out
Started,
guitar.
yeah, started playing a little, just figuring out a little guitar, and then my buddy, and then what's really sucked is I cut my finger, almost like, I mean, really, spare you the details, but from like this second knuckle all the way up, just sort of in an ice crusher, just
Ooh. Yeah.
so,
Nerve damage, all that shit.
oh yeah, so two surgeries and later, and I can't bar and I can't really use the finger necessarily, so it's become like a three finger. Not saying that that's an excuse at all, because I mean, obviously, people seeing guys with
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly like
Sure.
limbs just um but so it just I think that was kind of an interesting time, but then I started this great punk band with my buddy Ken, my buddy Jim, and it was great because we could play. My buddy Ken was really into the Clash and then a lot of reggae at the time too.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah, like what was that band, Third World?
Third World, the reggae
Third, was
band.
it Third World?
Yeah.
Rally
Reggae.
round the flag.
Yeah,
Rally
reggae
round the
band, right?
flag. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's Third
Um,
World.
yeah, Third World. Great, great band. I remember that record. And then we started playing and we released a bunch of cassettes and things. So that was
Yeah.
that
What was
was
that?
really
What was that band
a
called?
band called Blatant Disregard.
Blatant disregard. Look at that. That's very
Yeah.
punk. Very punk. Yeah.
It was great. We got some great shows, with like the Dead Milkmen, and we played with Neutral Nation a bunch of times at least, I
Oh,
think.
cool.
Well, I mean, well, let's see. I mean, Sham 69. I'm trying to think of
Whoa.
some other, like, we had some great, yeah, I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff, but
Yeah, but you were playing mostly just kind of
Lucky,
in Taunton area, or you'd go into Boston and do these shows?
no, but yeah, mostly like Living Room Providence.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
At the time, the living room was I mean, I saw the Ramones. I mean, I saw Sonic Youth, before Goo, like right before that Goo record came out. I mean, I've seen Naked Ray Gun.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's a lot of great
I
stuff
can't even
coming
tell
through.
you how many, like, Katrina and the Waves. I don't even know. I just randomly would go because I was a kid, and
Well, that's the way it was
like
from
I
what
took
everyone tells me. I mean, I've
it
talked to
was
some of the older
it's
generation,
like, man. And then if you went early, bands were loading in. And from the Chili Peppers, Fishbone to like Ron Wood and Bo Diddley,
Yeah.
Extreme Bon Jovi. I saw Bon Jovi there. DRI.
Oh man, the list is
Man.
endless,
I
huh?
mean, it's just. I mean, like I said, I mean, there's so many shows that you forget even that you went to.
Right.
Megadeth and that last show was Megadeth. It was like this bloodbath.
Yeah.
It's kind
Oh
of
boy.
crazy. It was big. Yeah, it was this whole clash of the Titans or something.
Yeah.
And it was like I think that was the end. But
Cool, man. Well, so
replacements were there. So anyway, go ahead.
replacements, yeah. So blatant disregard. What
Uh-huh.
years was that active from?
Oof.
It was 80s?
Man. Yeah, probably. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, I would say 80s. Yep.
All right. And then so
I haven't
when that band like you were selling tapes, you're doing fairly well with that band. I mean, where did you go from there?
I we had a falling out and then I had another band, like a trio with a couple of friends of mine.
Hmm.
And that was pretty good too. I mean, nothing nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Played shows with other bands and stuff.
Was it like another punk
Uh,
band, or were you kind of
no.
moving towards the pop thing?
Yeah, it was sort of more, I was just thinking about the Minutemen the other day because I liked that I mean, it was much more mathy than anything that I could, that I liked to put my head around. But like, I liked that they were really melodic, And
Hmm.
so I think, I think moving toward that, um, and then learning to sing too, because in that other band, I wasn't singing, and that's a whole other thing too.
Really?
Learning to yeah, well, I think there's the mechanics of singing, right? And then there's the singing with a PA in a room because then that's a whole feeling that room.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's the learning to shut up, sort of like a guitar player or any instrument, right? Is to learning what not to sing,
Yeah.
when not to sing.
Well, how do you develop your range? Like, how do you know like what you can do vocally?
I think more than range, I think the thing that I've always struggled with is like delivery, right? Like, like which brings us to this to Bunny Gets Paid with like Tim, who I've gotten to know, pretty well, thank goodness, like making record in the record process anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and guys like, I mean, so many people, like from probably the granddaddy of like all greatest delivery is probably Mark E. Smith, just
Hmm.
poetry and delivery, right? Like
Right.
the fall stuff is just,
But no one would ever consider Marky Smith like a great singer. I mean, he's a great vocalist and a frontman.
no, but the delivery, I think that's always been the thing for me. Again, it gets back to sort of like why I like music is like, I'm not really interested in singing necessarily, but it's that delivery. It's like
Yeah.
what that, like anybody can play guitar, right? Um, but like it's tone and it's notes and where you put notes and
Hmm.
um like I've had discussions with drummers, right, where you say like when people talk about like behind the beat, like where you put where you drop your snare, and it's there's a lot of room there. That people are like, oh, it's on the one. It's like, yeah, but it's
But
like,
it could be like on the one and a
it's
half.
like right, and it's that kind of stuff, and I think that that's much more important to me because you know people that are freaking phenomenal technicians,
Sure. Yeah.
and you try to play, and it's tough because it's just like, well, oh wait, oh I see, I have to actually get into your head in order to play music
Right,
with you,
right.
which is not that's it. You have to have these, you have to be able to be fluid. You have to be water, right?
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
that David Foster Wallace great story, right, where these two fish are floating by, and
Hmm.
two old fish and this one old fish and two young fish float by, and the old fish says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" And the fish are like, they float by and they're like, "The hell's water?" You know? You know?
Huh.
So
Yeah. Well, it's
anyway,
also like being the finding the symbiosis with whoever you're playing with. Like you guys you have
yeah.
to
And then
feel each
ultimately
other.
with yourself again, right? So talking about
Right.
acting or like finding that part where it's like it's effortless, like when Bob Dylan again, like right when he delivers, when he steps up to a microphone, it's never, or people like again, like other great non-singers, like again, people that I've had very close contact with for a bunch of years with Wayne from the Flaming Lips, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
when he steps up to a microphone, he's not Wayne's not a it's not a great singer per se, but man, like you believe him when you
Hmm.
look at, like Beck is the same way, right? Like
Yeah.
Though Beck's a pretty good singer,
Yeah.
but still that like, or Brett from Spoon, like his
Oh, okay.
delivery is impeccable, right? Like,
Yeah.
like you just believe him.
Sure.
You don't have to be like, oh, I wonder if
Well, I mean, do you think that is also kind of
important or not.
well, also like what they're singing, like the lyrics that they actually have, the message that they're kind of trying to deliver, in addition to the way they deliver it?
I think so sometimes,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean,
not always. Because
right.
I think sometimes when you do find out lyrics, sometimes it's like, I mean, I've had people come up to me in various bands that I've been in, but like, will quote lyrics to me, be like, "Hey, man, when you said like," and I was like, "Ooh,"
That's off.
and then you're thinking, "I wish I wrote that down because that's so fucking good. I didn't even say that,"
Right.
you know.
Right.
So, so there's that too, and like, well, Marky Smith, like, I don't have no idea. I mean, did he write or was a lot of Marky Smith stuff just like train of conscious? I mean, was he? I
Mm,
mean, like a lot of Dylan stuff too. Like he said, I don't know where that stuff came from, right? I don't.
right.
I mean, I also think there's that. There's like that third eye stuff that people call it, right? The muse or whatever it is. It's like there's also that too.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I think delivery is so, and it gets back to like tone with guitar or delivery with, or like where some bass players, right, just have a
Hmm.
sort of way of playing that.
Right.
So yeah, so then I started playing guitar, and then I did that, and then and then I played for actually I played some guitar in Tracy Bonham's band for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably like maybe two shows I played with her. Two.
She's coming through soon.
She is, and I'm so psyched for her that,
Yeah.
like having anybody who, anytime like someone just like rejoices around one of your records
Yeah.
that you
Sure.
already did, that you're already sort of put, I mean, it's just beautiful renaissance, right? Or just this revival of this, such a great thing.
Yeah.
And it's a great,
You gonna go to that show? It's a free show,
I
and
really want to. Yeah.
yeah, if you can,
Yes.
that'd be cool. I'll be
I
there.
know I want to catch up with her too because I haven't seen her in so long. She played violin on one of my former bands. We did a cassette, like an acoustic-y sort of thing, and she played violin and all the stuff,
Oh wow.
which
All
was
right.
cool. Yeah,
Huh.
really neat.
Because I won't keep you too long either. I know we haven't talked about
The
when it gets
record at
paid
all.
yet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay
Right.
because I don't actually have too much about it because I don't know what you know. I mean, you have a more personal connection to that band and those members, so you probably have a lot
Yeah.
more
I
to
mean, Jim
tell.
played. Yeah, Tim played on one of our songs.
for Wheat.
Yeah, and actually Brian, the drummer, mixed
Yeah,
our first record, Medeiros.
right. I saw that.
Yeah, pretty
Right.
cool.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty amazing. So, I mean,
I mean, for me as a fan, it was like the greatest thing in the world, you know?
right, right. So, I mean, like Wheat started in like 96.
Yeah, about nine. Yep, exactly. 96.
So that was like the year after Bunny Gets Paid came out. So I imagine you kind of
Yes,
picked up that record immediately.
I did. I saw them right before it came out with the Thinkin' Fellers Local Union 282. Is that what they're called? You
Whatever it
know that
is.
band, the
I
Lincoln
I
Thinkin'
know
Fellers? Yep.
I know
Cool
what you're
band.
talking
But
about.
they came around, they came to the Met when the Met was the other side of Lupo's,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the smaller Met. And they man, I saw I saw them and Tim was playing through. I think he later said it was like a Heathkit head with like the guitar stuff, the way Brian like I mean everything. It was just I couldn't believe it. You know, like I couldn't believe it was like all of the things I loved. It was like the fall and it was like it was what, you know, the sloppiness of blue, but it was like blues, but it wasn't like,
Right.
you know, I mean, I played 13s because like I didn't want to be like a blue, right? Like, but they had this blues sort of like this, and then dirty, and it was just everything. I just thought it was the best ever, and I thought
Right.
Bunny Gets Paid should have been like the greatest, you know. And then we ended up having the same business manager too
Oh,
at
weird.
one point.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty
All right.
cool.
So, 1995, Bunny Gets Paid comes out,
Yes,
and you saw them on that tour where they were playing that album, I guess.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was.
Well, you saw them in 95, you think? It was that like
You know, I have a weird time with dates. I don't know why,
all right. That's all
but it
right.
would have been 95. It would have probably, yeah, it makes sense. It
Do
would
you
have been right
think
around 95. Yeah.
do you think Wheat had already started by that point or you were kind of
We
getting
were
there?
right. Yeah, we were called Girl for a brief period, Gerl. Um, yeah, I had like little couple. I had like Great American Stars of the Great American Road. Like I had a couple of like little in between things.
Hmm.
With my buddy Mike and but nothing, yeah. And then that so and then I bet my buddy Brendan and who actually, you know, unfortunately passed a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
Like
I heard about
when
that.
Brendan died, it's like it's kind of it's tough to get your head around actually. But
I can't imagine, man. I mean,
so when I met him, yeah, it like things kind of it was awesome. I mean, he's a really smart dude. And actually, we started a band. I asked him to start a band. I had never heard him play, you know, but I knew, again, getting back to what I was saying about instruments, right? Like I knew, I mean, he was a drummer, but I just knew, and also maybe one of the, you know, one of the best drummers that I've ever played with. I mean, he's so good. I mean,
yeah.
like the Stones got, you know, Charlie Watts, like how like when his hi-hat hits the snare, it's never on the hi-hat and the snare together. It's like it's really pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And talk
Yeah.
about like being able to, and then that kind of brings us to Bunny Gets Paid, you know, because he, you know,
Mm.
we went to see that show together,
Yeah.
and it was just like, fuck, you know, we looked at each other like, wow, man, that is exactly, and they had a percussionist too, this guy Ben.
Oh, right.
And
Mozzarella.
yeah, and he's in well they're still doing Caliphone. I mean
Yep.
Brian's in Caliphone as well. But yeah, so when I saw that we were just, you know, like I said, it had the great delivery and you believed Tim. And I
Yeah.
still do. Tim's a sweet Tim is a sweet, sweet guy. Like I remember one time we were playing the Metro in Chicago with the Lips on New Year's Eve. You know, no pressure. You know, we're slow. We started out like our tempo. The thing with Brendan and I, we were like, how slow can we play a tune? I mean, not like Codeine slow or not like Palace slow.
Sure.
At that time, that's all the stuff that was, you know, I mean, that's the stuff that I loved, and that's the stuff that was kind of coming out around the time, you know.
Yeah.
Smog, like we played some Smog show. We played a Smog show. We played, I think we played a Silver Apple show too, which is really
Hmm.
wild. We
Yeah.
got some great shows, man. We had such
Right.
great shows. My former band, one time we played with Morphine
Oh
upstairs
wow.
at the Middle East, which was it
Yeah.
was like it was kind of a joke in a way, I think. I think the guy booking it was just like this guy keeps calling me and the show's a no-brainer for it. I don't need anyone to play the show. I mean,
Right.
Morphine sold it out 14 times by themselves. So they could
Right.
literally have a dog and pony show there, and people would be like, "Great.
Right.
When's
Yeah.
Morphine coming on?" Um, but it so anyway, we saw that show and we were just like, "Wow, it was everything."
Yeah. Well,
You know?
to speak to your point about Brendan being an amazing drummer, I mean, and kind of like connecting the two, Red Red Meat and Bunny Gets Paid, like I wasn't familiar with this album, by the way. So when you kind of told me about it, I started to listen to it, and immediately, like this is one of those records where like as soon as you put it on and you hear those first chords, it's just like this is going to be
The
something
drone, right?
totally
That
different.
drone of
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But there's just something that was
right. It
weird
was
about
just
it.
that drone.
Like you just
I
know the
know.
album's gonna fuck
Atmosphere
you up.
immediately.
Yeah, yeah. It was just such a crazy thing,
Yeah,
and then
you're
to
in
think
it.
about it, right? And it's like it's 2026, and to think, oh, this album's from 1995. It's just like, whoa, like this was way ahead of its time, like in a way, I mean, like they were tapping into the whole grudge
Insane.
thing in the 90s and stuff like that, but it's different than that, and it's like it's so cool, and so it's so
Well, that's what
laid
I think.
back,
Yes.
like we were saying about Brendan, like
Yes.
so
I
like Brendan had this
never,
ability. Like Wheat fucking I love what Wheat does because like I've listened to you
yeah.
guys for so long and it's like I know some of those songs are like super poppy, right? But there's like some songs that are like there's something weird about Wheat songs. And I think it had mostly to do with like kind of tempo and beats. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Brendan, he and I were, uh, yeah, what can you say? It's like it was that relationship where, I mean, Brendan visually, like, yeah, we just had it was almost like the same person in a way. We had,
Yeah.
but we did different things. I mean, it was a really good relationship, it was
Right.
like, Brendan's visual stuff. I mean, the, the record covers, like, just
Mm.
fucking gorgeous,
Yeah.
just
Oh, so
outrageous.
he was a visual artist too. I didn't realize he made the
Yeah,
cover art.
we met in art school, like he was also a painter.
Mm-hmm.
So we both, immediately like we became friends. And then we went through the art section together. And like if there wasn't a book there that was supposed to be there, chances are Brendan had it.
Yeah, yeah.
So we sort of met that way as well. But yeah, we just immediately started hanging out, started going to shows. In fact, we were at a fire hose show, and then that Nirvana song, "Smells Like Teen Spirit" came on, Teen Spirit. Um, and I remember him saying like, "Oh, we got to go see them," and I was like, "Yeah, we got to go see him." And then we just totally spaced it out. A few of those shows, like Pavement, there too. We were supposed to go. We just both spaced it out.
Yeah, it's all
But
right.
no, he was, I mean, right. So really good. Yeah, I mean, I think I like stuff that is challenging, I think, and is different or
Yeah, but not
I
necessarily
don't
super
know.
weird
I
because,
don't know.
like, I mean, using wheat as an example. I mean, it's
No,
like,
no, totally not at all. No, totally. And that's what I was going to say about Tim getting back. Like, so one time we're playing this thing with the lips and,
yeah,
so no pressure at all. And then Tim just, like I don't know where I was, but Tim came over and then just like looked at me and just like give me a hug.
mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
then just like, and then just walked away. Like, so there was also, and Brian too, like getting to know Brian. I mean, he just, and being at his house and mixing that record for the week in Chicago, I think at King Size. And I want to say it was King Size was, I don't know if it was the Hagar's studio, but anyway, so great people. And I think that that's one of the things that I think that there are some really just genuine people. I mean, some people a little bit. I mean, you meet people along the way too, they're just dicks.
Sure,
You know,
of course.
you're just like, wow, that person's such a dink. You don't
Yeah,
have to be a dink. But I mean, I've probably been that way to someone maybe too. So it's all sometimes it's perception,
yeah,
you
absolutely.
know.
I mean, you
I
only get
guess.
a fleeting moment with some people, and
But when
so
you but when you know someone over a period of time and you know what I
yeah,
mean, and then you're like, they're still dinks,
yeah, they're
still dinks, not even a bad moment. Yeah, they're just
consistent,
assholes,
consistent dick. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
give them that. Yeah, give them that. At least they're consistent, right?
Right, right.
Yeah. So.
But I think that this is pretty interesting. Like that was the first thing that I kind of noticed between like what I knew about you and wheat and red meat was that this kind of like weird inherent like weirdness that's like it's not like difficult to listen to. It's not like it's like Captain Beefheart. There's just something that's just a little
Right.
tweaked about it that just sounds
Do you know the
weird.
later? What's your favorite Beefheart stuff? Do you have like
Uh,
a beat? Have you really fallen in love yet with Beefheart, or is it still just kind of
I
that mythical creature that
I love Beefheart, but I have a really hard time with like Trout Mask Replica. I mean, like
That's
that's
not his best record. That's what my personal Beefheart. The two records I think are the pinnacle of Beefheart is Dock at the Radar Station into Shiny Beast Bat Chain Puller.
oh weird. I don't
Those
even know
two
those.
those two records, in my opinion, would have been early 80s. I think 79 into 81
Hmm.
or something
Okay.
like that, 81, 82. Those
Yeah.
two records are his best. I
Okay.
mean, it gets almost pop. I mean, Candle
Right.
Mambo, like, I mean,
Yeah.
man, I can't even tell you, like, you'll cry
Sure. I
at
love that.
moments in those records.
Okay.
They're
Perfect.
so, oh man, you want to just, I mean, it is the greatest, yeah, in my opinion. So,
Yeah. Well,
top 10
I
records.
I like the poppy Beefheart stuff. I mean, I like Safe as Milk.
Hmm.
Safe as Milk is great.
And
Spotlight
that stuff
Kid.
was
I
after, right?
like.
That was a lot of that stuff was then record industry. He
Yeah.
kind of went through the meat. It's still, yeah, that's tough. It's not easy. You,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
doing the music.
you're
You gotta
you're
really be good at it. And
but even still, I mean, you're good at it clearly, and like you had difficulties in the industry as well.
oh, oh no, good at what?
Well, you're good at
What was that?
writing songs, performing.
Uh,
I don't know.
Yeah, performing's always been really difficult for me. I
Really?
like the process of the songs. I like the beginning process. The performing is always uncomfortable. I always feel strange. It always feels weird. It's sort of like acting again. Like when I get up there, I always think I know. I'll just be yourself.
Right.
You've rehearsed this. Just
Yeah.
do it. And then I get up there and it's just been a struggle my whole life. I don't enjoy it very
Really?
much.
Okay. Wow. Then
No, because
why do you do it, or why did you do it?
I think you do it because that becomes a way to make money if you want to if you want to write songs. I mean, unless you can sort of figure out a way to like be a writer,
Right.
um, you have to sort of, I mean, that's a way to, you know, I mean, I would
It was a
love
job
to.
prospect. You saw it as like this can be my job.
No, but it kind of goes hand in hand. They're sort of they kind of go hand in hand, especially when you don't know much.
Right.
Well, if you write songs, you got to play them.
Right.
Yeah, like you got to perform them if you write a song. So, but I guess I don't feel extremely comfortable, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah.
I remember seeing Beck one time just like from the side stage, and he was just the look in his eyes when he looked out at the crowd, and it was a big crowd.
Hmm.
And he just looked so sincere. And I thought, like, that is fucking great. He looked like you know what I mean? Like he was with those people. I think Wayne Corn's the same way. I think
Yeah.
Wayne's very much like a guy who he really is good with an audience.
Sure. Okay.
Like
You
some
you don't
people are very,
you don't think you have that?
no, no. No,
All right.
no, it's funny. I've been listening to like I have a bunch of old cassettes and stuff, and I just listened to one recently. It was from some London a show that we did in London, big, and it was just the time between songs was just, you know, it
Brutal.
was brutal. I mean, I was tuning, and I had three different tunings at the time, and
Well, that's a difficulty. Yeah. I mean, you know,
you know,
if you didn't have the stagehand with multiple guitars kind of ready to go, I mean, that's a
no,
difficult thing to do.
that's it's another tax bracket, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, so maybe we should keep on talking about
let's keep
red
going.
meat. So
Yes.
so I don't know if you know, like, I mean, like I was saying, I think you have a better like knowledge because you actually know these guys and were able to meet them and work with them. But I mean, as far as like finding stuff online about this band and this era and
Uh-huh.
this record, there's like so little. Like those guys didn't do interviews very much, I guess, and like there's just so hard to find any information about this album specifically. You know,
That's
it's
interesting because I remember saying to Tim, I forgot why we were talking about something. Well, Tim actually did our first video.
oh okay.
I don't know if you knew that.
No, I
So this
didn't.
guy, Jeff, too. Um, yeah, Tim did. We had this song called "Don't I Hold You"
Hmm.
on our is that record on our second record?
That was on
He's had a
per second, right?
space. Okay, second. No. Well, that was the second version of that song.
Right.
The first version it's on Hope and Adams. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
So our second record. Was that right?
Oh man, I don't know.
Yes. No, it is because it's Dave Fridman. I'm sorry. See, this is what I have. I have a thing about chronological time things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, so Tim and I don't know which came. Oh no, so which came first was so we mixed the record with Brian. And then so getting back to my original story. So one time I was talking to Tim about something. I said, at that point, it was just like people were interested in the band,
Yeah.
Um, and so it was a little overwhelming for me because like you don't really know what to do, you know?
Sure.
You don't really know, and there's no one who can. I mean, I guess if you have like if you have like a manager who has like who's like sincere and has actual experience that's just like theorizing or read some books or taken a seminar so there's no one to really talk to about like what should you do, what shouldn't you do, because it was so like interviews, and I was trying to like at the time I didn't really want to do interviews because I don't really had much to say, plus I don't, it's like I also knew how people would turn on you, you know what I mean? And it happened all the time,
Yeah.
like the first time you go somewhere, and then the next time it's like you put something out or you do something, and then somebody's like, oh, this band's this.
Right. Right.
So, so sometimes it's like, can you just like let people make up their own minds?
Well, you guys were
It's
always
like,
really inconsistent, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that like in that you were always experimenting and always doing different things. So it's like
right.
that's not a good model for a
No,
working band because
no.
everyone wants to see you kind of keep on doing the same thing.
Hmm.
Maybe a gradual shift. There's a lot of bands that have their eras where like they start out and they're fine, they're good, whatever, and then they progress into something a little different and whatever, masterful in a way, like Radiohead. First couple
Wow.
records not so great.
But that's
They're
like
all,
Radiohead's like the Beatles kind of thing, right? Like the Radiohead is like those rare bands, Stones,
right,
Beatles. I
but
mean,
they have their
right? I mean, they're
progression.
like
They make their
totally,
morphing into something else.
totally
You know, but so Wheat was
record
more
to
like it was kind of more scattershot, whereas like record but record per record, it was something pretty different. You know,
I know. Yeah, totally terrible. Yeah, like terrible. I mean, I remember
not terrible.
when we did the record after Well, I remember when we did the record. Even my buddy Dave Ock,
Mm,
who has just been my best friend forever and ever. He was awesome. But, when we first made Medeiros, like he recorded Medeiros,
yes.
and I remember when I called him and just out of the blue, and he was just Small Factory. He was in Small Factory,
Right. Yeah.
and I called him and I said, hey, I'd like to make a record because we, this little label, Sugar Free, gave us this this amount of money to make a record. And he said, he goes, this is the first thing, I don't make demos. You know, and I love that about him, you know, that he was like,
Yeah.
I don't make demos. And he's right. Like, I don't make, all right, I'm with you, man. I don't make demos either. He's like, we're going to make a record. We'll make a record. But I want it to be the record. And he
Yeah.
was right, you know.
And so
Um,
what was that experience like? Like, where did you record that with him?
we recorded it at his house, you know,
Oh,
and you know, down, he had a studio called, actually, we misspelled it on the record. I think we called it Pain and Pleasure, but I think it was Pleasure and Pain,
ah,
which
easily
is,
mistakable.
I bet, you know, that's me. I mean,
You get the gist. It's all right.
well, this is the funny story about working with Dave Fridman is that we fell in love with this Lips record, the satellites, you know, transmissions from the
Oh yeah,
Satellite Heart.
of
So
course.
we felt, Brendan and I really fell in love with that record. And when we're going to make the Wheat record, um, the second one, um, David, the guy who ran the label, said, "Hey, man, who do you guys want to work with more than anyone?" And we were like, we love Fridman. He's like done all the Lips records. Funny thing is that was the one record he did not do.
Oh,
This guy
wow.
Keith Cleversley did it, which is hilarious because when we finally get to Tarbox, we meet Dave. You know, we're like unpacking and having a blast,
Yeah.
and then we're like, man, you know what? That Transmissions record. He goes, wait, what? He goes, you guys are such freaking stoners. I didn't even do that record, you know, which was so funny because here we are, like I mean, and Dave is such a special art. Like you know, he's like Dave only works with certain people. He's like,
Hmm.
you know, he's kind of like one of those guys, and who knows why? I'm not putting myself in any particular, you know, but he just only works with certain people. I don't know why, but he's been able to. I
Yeah.
mean, Achenbach is the same way, right? Like he only works with people that he's wanted to work with. He doesn't record
Right.
everybody. He's not a recordist, right? He kind of gets into, and I think that's more like with Fridman too. He's not a recordist. He's not a Steve Albini.
Hmm.
You know, Dave is very much. It's a Dave Fridman record.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it is. It's fucking.
He's hands
It's
on. Yeah.
it's a church, man.
Hmm.
It's really fucking great. It's the
Yeah.
best. I mean,
Amazing.
you know, how many people have I gotten to work with like him? But
Right.
Paul Calderi's again fucking amazing.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. And also, you got to work with Brian Deck. He
Anyway,
mixed the first record. Did he do anything else
so
for you
anyway, yeah.
after
So
that?
Brian, he's done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He's still recording.
But did he do
Um,
more stuff for
yeah, he's
Wheat?
recording a bunch of stuff now. Still,
Oh yeah. No, I mean he's
he did. He mixed. I know. I'm sorry. It's breaking out. It kind of we get that digital like
yeah,
skipping. So I'm like,
latency. Yeah, yeah.
like, luckily, I'm like, I think I got what he said. Um, yeah, he mixed actually our first version of Per Second
Oh,
that
okay.
never came out.
Right. The nude version.
Right. It was, well, we signed with this label Nude
Right.
in the UK, and then like within a week it went under,
Yeah.
and so we were just in this weird limbo. So, but anyway, Brian mixed that record. It was a weird record. It was very
Yeah.
weird.
You can still listen to it. Like it's on YouTube still, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. I listened to it the other night. Yeah. So let me see. Let me get to a little bit of this album because we really should talk about it. But I'm gonna share a quote with you that I found about Bunny Gets Paid.
Hmm.
So I found this from a Peter Hepburn from Coke Machine Glow in 2009 wrote this. He says, part of this approach involved going into the studio less prepared than they were with the previous albums. Both Rotili and drummer Brian Deck also had new children, and the studio schedule was accordingly more flexible than it had ever been. Since they only had 5 or 6 songs ready, the rest were written together in the studio. And the record bears the mark of something built together, organically over time. Even the prepared songs came out looking different in some cases. Rotili wrote Rosewood, Vox, Waltz, and Glitter prior to recording, but the hugely percussive track on Bunny is a far cry from what he had originally envisioned. Quote, that was the first time we really got to stretch out and experiment in the studio. First time we wrote music in the studio. It's where we kind of became ourselves, figured out a bit of who we were and wanted to be.
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah, and with that being said, I mean, like, was there a record that you had worked on where you realized something like this about wheat?
Hmm. Uh, I mean, one of the things is I always loved improvisational music. I think that was always what and in fact, Wheat initially we were we were this improvisational band. I mean, we really started out as these big, and then we were doing these big long morph jams, and we wrote most of per second. I mean, most of what's that record called?
Hope and
Hope and
Adams?
Adams. We wrote most of Hope and Adams as a band. I mean, because the first record, I mean, I 8 track stuff. I
Yeah,
had this 8 track cassette. So it was much more of a more demo-y, and it sounded, and we used a lot of tracks from that too, because sometimes it's tough to capture those things, like
sure.
a lot of the noises, and we were very much like I was singing through this little Heathkit amp that I had, um, and we liked that, that it was unique and special and drony, and so yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess it was. I think that's what I'm most interested in, I'd say. Yeah. I think just in general, even now, like I play in this band Skyjelly,
Oh,
with
okay.
my buddy who played guitar in Wheat for a bunch of years and actually recorded our fourth record.
Mm-hmm.
He recorded, yeah, the Every Day I Made a 1 inch square and said a prayer for Kathy.
Oh,
Said a
okay.
prayer for Kathy, made a 1 inch square.
Is that Ricky?
He
Ricky Brennan?
Rick. No, that's Rick Lesko
Oh, okay.
or Sky Jelly Jones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So so he'd always played second guitar, and he played second guitar with us for a long time too. After Ricky left,
Hmm.
and we did some tours that way. But anyway, so I started playing bass. Well, first I was playing boards and drums kind of together at the same time, like kind of fretting some chords with my right hand and then like snare and kick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then obviously cumbersome and crazy. And so then I decided, I'll play bass. Um, and so yeah, so that's kind of been the last bunch of years, and it's great. I love it, because I really love Rick's thing. Uh,
Hmm. Cool.
you know, he's a great player. So
Yeah. As far just because you said it, playing drums and like a keyboard or synth or something like that. Uh, there's this new great band, Como que Wow.
I don't know them.
Yeah,
Como que wa?
Como que Wow. Yeah, yeah. The drummer plays a synth. So like at times
Yeah.
you'll see them just kind of one handing it and then just like play the keys over here, and they have like a mount or
Yeah,
something.
I mean, right.
It's
Yeah,
pretty
it's pretty
cool.
cool. I mean, I
Yeah,
used to love it. I mean, but it's impractical and it's a lot of stuff. Drums are,
yeah,
whew,
right.
that's stuff.
That's a lot to pack. Yeah, a lot to pack, a lot to
I hate
carry.
it.
I know, I know. Never really had to be a drummer, so I don't have to worry about that. But now speaking of this album again, we were kind of talking about lyrics and like for you, but so this is another one of those albums that like the lyrics are kind of don't mean anything. I mean, like I know that's kind of like a overgeneralization, but I mean like it's they I read through them, I followed along,
Uh-huh.
and it's just they don't really make sense. Like it's not as practical as like some of the other stuff that I've seen Tim do in his career with other Red Meat records or Caliphone. It's
Right.
it's just it's more about feel, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, I think that's what I love about it.
yeah. I mean, so he
It's
says here, I don't have a clue what any of it means, and till I went back and checked, I wasn't half sure what most of the lyrics were. Uh, Quote from Tim: "Meaning is overrated. It gets in the way of real creativity." Um,
yeah.
so I mean, like with him saying these things, I mean, it's like as the primary lyricist for Wheat, I mean, how did you feel about your lyric rating?
I mean, there are same. I mean, the Kathy record, I just had two newborns. My kids were 13 months apart.
Oh wow,
And I was just, it was crazy. It was nuts. I mean, you have two babies, and I was a stay-at-home dad, because like, we were touring and stuff, and so I had that little bit of time to stay home, um, and so I mean, this literally, there's a during Little White Dove, I mean, it's my daughter, you know,
Yeah.
came in as I'm playing piano, and she's like, I'm looking for my blanket. And we credit her as looking for blanket. Um,
Yeah,
and
that's
because
cute.
she came in as I was, and then there's the dryer actually, going next to me because I had this like baby grand electric um, setup, this Yamaha setup right next to my dryer, like the little
Yeah.
cutout my dryer was. So, and it was so there was that, I always liked that. I love the atmosphere, and that's what I love about the atmosphere of that record. It feels like you're in that record, like you said, from the minute you like incense burning.
Right.
There's like some gauze on the black gauze on the windows. There's tapestries and stuff,
Hmm.
and you just feel like you're in that Bunny Gets Paid world where there's like a baby head with flowers around it, and there's
Right.
and Tim's a visual artist, as well. So yeah,
Very.
the lyrics, I mean, I have a whole record of just, improv lyrics. I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, sort of. I mean, you go in and they become things sometimes, but then sometimes you leave what's there too.
Sure.
There are also times when, a lot of my lyrics sort of start out as improv, and then I'll go back and I'll sort of fill in, I used to like graph paper because I could almost count syllables, and I would,
Hmm.
sort of find, and then sometimes like a line would just say something, and you'd be like, "It's great." It just kind of fits.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
or sometimes you mishear things that people say,
Uh-huh.
which I do often. Sometimes I oftentimes I misread things because like my eyes work that way, my mind works that way, and I'll think something says something else, and I'm like, that's really cool, and I'm like, oh, it doesn't say that, but so I think there's always that too. I
Hmm.
think the thing about being an artist of any kind is you sort of like have to become like this like an antenna or flypaper or some stuff's happening around you all the time. You just have to sort of be able to somehow curate. It's like it's kind of becoming like a curator, right? Of like cool things that you observe,
Yeah.
or like
But
things
so,
you find interesting or peculiar or scary or dark or
right, right.
make
But
you
so
angry or
so when writing lyrics for we, I mean, did you ever like kind of start with an intention, or you just start with improv and then just kind of fill in from there? Like you don't felt like you
most
were
times
telling
it's improv,
stories.
but sometimes like the I Met a Girl thing was this line I just had up with the synth line. It was actually I thought maybe much cooler, but then it became pretty cool, but then it got kooky. But
Yeah.
it was the original concept was this beautiful like synth line. But then it just became but what Brent it was kind of cool because it was almost like hip hop and it was had this sort of moment where it was
Yeah.
like but then it just fuck like everything kind of just like sometimes it blows up uh implodes rather than explodes
Yeah.
uh but yeah, I think both, but most of the time it was just improv stuff, just like syllables, tones, noises, I mean, things that sometimes sound like, and sometimes they do just come right out, right? Like sometimes they are just, you just do it.
Sure.
And but that's, again, it's like, I don't think it's anything that you necessarily can plan. Maybe some people can,
I mean, some
you
people
know?
do, I guess, but I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just kind of curious about your process.
I mean, I think your job anyway, it's like this feeling, how does this, how do you capture like a moment or a feeling? And I don't know, I don't know what that is. And it's not always specific but just, um, it's like taking a picture in a way. It's like, I don't know. I mean, maybe proof of life. I don't know.
Sure. Well,
Yeah,
well,
how about you?
I don't know. Well, lyric wise, I don't really
Yeah.
write lyrics. I'm not. I write songs, but I mean, I'm not really. I've
About
never
process wise.
process wise. I just kind of like get ideas. Like, sometimes a few words, like a phrase will kind of come into my mind, and I'll write that down, and then I'll just kind of leave it there. I have a lot of notes in my phone that I'll just kind of start the note, and I'll be like, maybe I'll add to that later. Like maybe I'll kind of keep on processing
Do you
this
finish
line.
them?
No,
Do you find that you finish them or not?
no. I have just a bunch of like
I know that's
random.
always a debate.
Yeah. It's like random scatterings of like thoughts, and I'm just like, maybe I can piece these together at some point, but I don't work consciously at writing songs enough to do that. So they're all just sitting there. Like I have a bunch of ideas that are just sitting there.
It's interesting. Like when I first started, like do you record?
Yeah, I try. I mean, I don't
When
do
I
a lot of it, but
see when I first started, I recorded like everything was recorded, right? Like I just worked constantly. Like and so I recorded most of that stuff. And then as it got, I don't know what's happened to me, but now like I don't want any part of recording.
really? Okay.
Like none, like zero. Like and it's kind of dumb too, because I have friends that like have made a pretty great career out of, you know, recording and doing studios and
Right.
being engineers and producers and stuff, but I just have no interest. I mean, I love the process of making records. I love working on lyrics with people.
Hmm.
I love working on sounds and things like that. That's the stuff for me. But like, and then again, like, I don't really want to go out and perform this stuff,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, I
Like, I
guess.
like that middle process,
Yeah, I mean that
you
seems
know?
like a deterrent, right? Because like why if you or if you don't like performing, I mean what's the point of recording the songs, right? Because like it's all a process. You record the song to put it out and then to go perform it.
It used to be,
Yeah,
I think, yeah, it used to be that way. I don't
right.
think it is anymore,
For you.
And also, I also, yeah, like, maybe I am just, right. Like maybe for me it isn't, but I don't mind. I mean, although I don't mind performing now, like with Skyjelly, I like it. Like I'm finally at a good point with, I mean, I think it's, I think Skyjelly is the first band that I've been in where I wasn't the front person or whatever, the singer,
Oh,
you
okay.
know?
Yeah,
So
cool.
that's kind of nice. Pretty interesting. It's awesome. It's great. It's
Yeah.
I mean, I always played bass. Like I played bass on Wheat stuff a lot, but not a lot, but enough. Um, and then when our first bass player left, I wanted to play bass, but everybody, I don't know, it just seemed like this consensus where everybody was like,
Hmm.
um, and then we ended up doing our last like tour as as a three piece, and I played bass and sang, and it was like by the end of that tour, it was like, fuck.
Hmm.
In fact, the guy from our label at the time that we had just left, he saw that show. He's like, wow. I was like, yeah, man, we should have fucking done that when I told you, dudes, like way back when, like, but
Yeah.
because it was good. It was good. The first, it was pretty rocky, the first, show, because like trying to figure out where to put bass hits and singing. Because for me, I had so much muscle memory with playing guitar over those songs. So
Yeah.
it was like, how do I approximate these bass lines and also sing and be able
Sure.
to, but it was great, it was, so yeah, so playing bass is like, it's my favorite thing in the world right now.
Really? Okay, cool, man.
Yeah, it's kind of how I think, and I think in big blocks like root stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and bass has this amazing ability to even just change guitar chords just underneath themselves,
Yeah.
and you can just do these beautiful, subtle, monumental, but real rudimentary shifts. I think it's sort of how I think in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
And so finally now I'm just kind of more able to do that.
Yeah. Quick question.
Um,
I was looking at your social media and I saw the whole Sky Jelly thing, or at least a post about Sky Jelly. You were playing with Josh Kemp too?
Josh Kemp is an old friend of mine, like from way, 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 way back.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's in the band.
Yeah.
He's in the band there that I released their record.
Yes. Oh, you released there? Get
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's insane. Wow, what a small world. Josh and I, yeah, we're really close. Like we
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, now, now that he lives in Providence, we're less, day to day close. But yeah, no, man, we shit. Yeah, no, Josh is you know, he's again one of the sweetest dudes.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
my whole life, like since I was a kid, I've known him, and
Hmm.
since he was a kid too.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I love it. I love him like crazy.
He's a good dude, very good, and
He's a
very
great
talented.
dude, and he's a fucking great, ridiculous musician, right? Like,
Hmm.
and full on, like sincere. And he's always been the same dude, like to me. I mean, most people obviously that's what friends are, but he's just a really sweet cat.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Well,
I was
that's so great. I had no idea that you put their record. I have to get one of those records, by the way.
sure,
I have
man.
to figure out how to buy one,
Ah,
how to
don't
make
that.
that happen.
Okay.
No, I would like to support it. You guys have small, it's like I'm sure
Little independent
records are
thing.
expensive, man.
Yeah, yeah, they are. I know. That's why it's hard to sell them because, people don't want to spend the money on them,
It is.
especially when it's, you can listen to this stuff for free. You can just
I
get it
know.
anywhere. So,
Yeah, I mean, I have like I had an entire room at one point
hmm.
of records. I mean, I had so many records. I mean, I always worked at record stores. My
Oh,
dad had a bunch of records,
yeah.
and I worked at record stores. I worked at Good Vibrations and then Strawberries, and I worked at this little place, Oasis. And so I would always take all the promos, and like
Yeah,
at
of
the end, nobody
course.
wanted them. So
Sure.
I'd be like, I'll take them. So I
Yeah.
got all that like living music stuff and like all of the weird classical ECM stuff that came in. Like nobody wanted it. So I
Yeah.
loved it.
That's great.
Yeah. So, and then I just sold it all at one point.
Of course. Yeah,
Uh,
it happens.
but now I'm sort of like it's kind of creeping back, but I have some rules now. Like,
Sure.
I'm not buying, so
Right. I used
more
to.
listening stuff, not collecting.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm just I'm a transient. I just like I'm a record seller as well. So I mean, that's like it's perfect for me because I'm just like my main.
How many records have you put out? How many, I don't know anything about your label. I should know.
Oh, Psychic Static. I mean, not many so far. It's only been about probably like about 10 records.
That's pretty
Between
great.
like four bands. I mean, the Hammer Party, Muffin, there.
Oh, wow. You put out Hammer Party too?
Yeah, you know them.
Oh man, I know Joe.
Oh, Joe Prop, of course.
I know
Scarce.
Joe. I
Yes.
know his mom.
Oh, all right.
So Scarce, we did well. This is when my buddy Mike Levesque was in Scarce before Joe.
Yeah, the drummer, the original drummer. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Levesque. Yeah.
Okay.
So Mike Levesque was my original. Well, we grew up together, went to high school together, and then we were roommates at one point. And we played together for a while too.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, yeah. But Joe, yeah. So I know Joe pretty well. Like,
Oh, okay.
given him a haircut or two,
Yeah.
and then I know Joe's mom.
Nice.
So
Yeah. She lives in Seekonk, I think, right?
fantastic. Yeah. Wow, what
Yeah.
a small world. So I don't really know. And then I don't really know Dan, but I have to say, I saw Only Built Sound System do one of the Foo Fest things, maybe
Okay.
a
Yeah.
long time ago, and he was playing bass, maybe.
Yes.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, he's a good bass player.
One of my favorite bass players I've ever seen. I mean, it was a mythical night too.
Sure.
Because it's a long time ago, and they were serving hurricanes, and I don't think the person who was making hurricanes knew how to make hurricanes,
Yeah. A little heavy.
but it was a hurricane. But it was fun. But I was thinking, yeah, the great man. So I don't know Dan, but it's like mythical. That night for me will forever be
Yeah.
one of the great bass nights of my life.
As a matter of fact, when you were mentioning all the shows you were going to, like at the living
Yeah,
room, I was just like, Dan's been at those shows. Like you guys
I
have been
bet.
in the same rooms for.
You know what? I bet you if I've seen him, I bet you he's probably one of those people that, my whole life is those people, like because it becomes smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
And then you look over and sometimes you're like, hey, you're like, should we be saying hello? Because I've
Right.
yeah, it's great. I mean, it gets smaller and smaller too as people get older and,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is that
people
community
move
too. I
on.
mean, Rhode Island, Mass. I mean, it's just like and the music scene, of course.
So yeah, so Hammer Party. Who else? So Joe. Yeah, Joe's a great drummer.
Oh, amazing. I love him. He's so good. But yeah, not much from now. I mean, like, There is the newest thing. Muffin is the newest thing. That's kind of a straight punk band, and that's like a all-female band, but actually Dan is playing drums for them.
Yes, I listened to some. I love it.
Yeah, it's good punk.
It's great.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Cool, man. Well, back to Red Meat and Bunny Gets
Yes.
Paid. So let's see. I have this thing here I really want to talk to you about. So in an interview with Volume1Brooklyn.com with Tim Ratilli, when asked about making the Red Meat reissues, he is asked if he has noticed anything that stands out now more than when he was making them. His response was, quote, "The thing that got me was recording before computers. It just sounds different and better. The things that we did on a studio, on a tape machine, it's amazing. I never really thought that we ever really did anything that different than what we did back then. But really bringing a computer into what we do and having smaller budgets and working at home, it struck me. Like, how did we get those sounds? A lot of it is I used to play a guitar through a really big speaker cabinet and turn up all the way, and would sometimes do that without hitting the guitar very hard at all, or barely hitting it, or barely hitting it. The quality of that sound in a big room hitting tape is so much different than a small amp in my basement hitting a hard drive." End
Yeah.
quote. So
It's true.
yeah.
He did it. He played this like solo section on one of our songs called Hey So Long, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not called that at all. It's another song. I just saw a town wishing it could be when
Yeah. Tim
come
Ratilli
on,
played it?
come on. Yeah.
Okay.
So we were mixing, we were doing a B-side, we're recording. Was it the first record or the third record? But anyway, and we were just, yeah, we were mixing and Tim was there and I was like, "Hey man, would you play some guitar?" But it's beautiful because he just plays this. I mean, it's like this beat. It's like, I mean, it's literally like almost like buzz and feedback, but
Yeah.
not, not aggressive. And then he comes in with like a couple of,
Yeah.
and then it's like there's a couple of moments. He takes a couple of passes at the song, and then it's fucking brilliant. And Brian, who obviously knows him,
Yeah. Right.
so he knows, he knows where to put Tim's guitar and stuff. And it was for me, it was like a fan dream come true. Like Tim's playing on the record, Tim's
Right.
playing on one of our songs, and then it just fucking great. It's Tim Ratilli. It's
Right.
that tone, whatever that is. And I mean, I love that guy. I respect him. I mean, I think, like there's those bands that come around every time you think like rock and roll is dead, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I also loved about that period. I could say about the Bunny Gets Paid period is like, it wasn't like Guns N' Roses or like, but it wasn't like Alice in Chains. That's what I guess more of the point. Because when was that? Was that around the same time or no?
What? Alice in Chains? 95.
Yeah, when was that?
Bunny Gets Paid came out in 95. I don't know when Alice in Chains came out, but I mean, it was all kind of around that era. I mean, like 95.
I just didn't like that. That's the thing about like I didn't like. I think my favorite Nirvana record is probably In Utero.
Yep.
I think that's my favorite person. Or right? Yeah,
Sure.
I think so.
Yeah, it's more
And
dirty.
I know, but it's also I just didn't like. I wasn't a big grunge fan, and I don't know why, but I didn't like a lot of those bands from that time. I
Sure.
wasn't a big Alice in Chains. They bummed me out, man. I know people love that. I
Yeah,
like that one song from the soundtrack.
sure.
Ah,
Oh yeah,
ah,
Wood.
what,
Yeah.
what,
That one's great.
ooh.
They had
That's a
some good
great
songs.
song.
They had
No,
some
they
good
did,
songs.
but I just couldn't.
I wouldn't want to listen to
Two
those
of the
records.
guys also took their life, and you're thinking like if two
Right.
guys are like that depressed,
Yeah.
don't listen to it.
Well, I love
No, I'm
sad music.
joking.
I love sad music
I'm
personally.
totally kidding.
But
I'm
I don't want to
That's
listen to
not
those
me.
records.
I'm
I
totally
have no
joking.
desire to listen to Alice in Chains, though they
I
do
just-
have
it
some
was just
really
not
good
my
songs.
thing. It
Yeah,
was probably because I was a little too old too.
sure.
Like I was probably a little bit too old for.
Right.
But anyway, long story short, So this was the like, what do you do after that? And what do you like after Guns and Roses? Like, what do you do? Like, shoot your feet off? You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
so get quiet. So when we first started, we were so quiet. We used to play in my living room, and there was towels over all the drums. How quiet can we be?
Right.
It was so good. How slow, how
Yeah.
quiet.
That's good
Like
practice too.
oh, it was so. And I tried Skyjelly. We really tried for a longest time to stay quiet. Like we were singing through little tiny amps and trying to play through little tiny amps, and we still sing through our amps, which I love about us that we can kind of set up anywhere. It's like we
Hmm.
don't. I don't like going through the PA. I don't. I'm sick. I've had so many bad experiences where I've played clubs where there's not huge amounts of people, and then like the like suddenly the engineer, you're like everything's so loud, and it's like, dude, read
Right.
the room.
Right. Just
you
turn it
know,
down.
turn shit down, man. One of the greatest shows I ever saw in my life was American Music Club
Hmm.
downstairs, Middle East. It was the quietest show I've ever heard.
Hmm.
It's like you
Okay.
could walk around. You heard everything. You heard all the instruments. The pedal steel came in, and it was like, and Mark was like, gratitude wall, the whole, it was so, and you could hear the ting, ting, and nothing was feeding back, and it's sort of like the thing that I hate about it sometimes, although Tim did it really well, was like when everything was just pushed to the limit. And
Yeah.
I think gradually that's where things go. But
Hmm.
it's great practice if you can do that. Super
Absolutely.
cool.
I mean, so how do you feel about the transition from like independent production or even like, major recording studios to like home studio recordings?
It's not bad until I would say, like, if you, like, sometimes, like, I remember one time they were making this, I was at this thing, this little get together, and people were making, like, I've never made pasta fagioli or whatever. They were making some Italian dish,
Hmm.
and I was like, you want some ginger? And they were
For
like,
what?
dude, they were like, yeah, they were like, dude, ginger, you know. But for me, it just didn't make. I had no concept of. So sometimes, you know, so it's like you don't want to invite me to cook you Italian food,
Clearly.
perhaps,
Yeah. No.
uh, and I think that's the thing. That's the difference sometimes. It's like you know, not without poking at people at all, like they're definitely the more money and then the more like, it's good to kind of keep things small and kind of you want to kind of keep that original vision,
Yeah.
which I think some people can, if you can create that in a big, grand scheme. I mean, money is a big thing.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
money helps.
well, I think it goes back to like one of the original kind of quotes that I read for you about Red Red Meat and Bunny Gets Paid is that like this album they had the ability to space things out. Obviously they wrote in the studio, so I mean that's obviously they had some budget or at least some flexibility there to be able to stretch out and
Well,
like.
those guys they recorded, yeah, home. Yeah, totally, right. But
But they
then
they were in a studio, right, for this record?
they were, I guess. I don't know enough about it to say the truth, but
Yeah.
again, I should know. I'm such a dink friend, right? I should know it. But no, I think, they were able to create that. And then I kind of take that back about money too, because that's kind of BS because I think people do things that they want to do. Like I think right now the difference is like in the modern kind of world is like so much emphasis on marketing
Sure.
side
Yeah.
of everything. It's like, and I think it still just kind of comes down to like if you do something pretty good, I think it will sort of people are gonna find it. I just kind of feel that way.
I
Maybe
hope
I'm
so.
crazy.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
mean,
that way. I feel like you just have to keep working because you're the only person who can do that,
right.
right? Like everyone else can sell it. You can find people who know, but like if you don't have something to sell
If it's
or if
not
you don't
good.
have something to market,
Right.
right, it's got to be good. I mean, that's the other thing too, right?
Right.
And that is just who knows what that is.
Right. But so I guess it
That
doesn't really matter how you get it as long as you get it. Right. You find that magic
exactly.
somehow and
Well,
like
that's
you
the
get it
thing,
down.
because anytime people say like, "Oh, computers," but man, people do stuff on laptops all the time. That's fucking brilliant,
I mean,
right? Like
most
in
everything
such
today is all digital.
almost everything is, yeah, right. So, but also like there's some real crap,
Sure
right?
there
It's
is.
not like it's good, so it doesn't help anymore. I mean, I think it's still the same in a
Yeah.
way. I think the only thing is there is a lot more of it. I
Right.
think there's as much of it as there used to be not any of it. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
there's as much music as there used to be not as much music like available. Like it's kind of like, yeah, it's almost like this pinpoint somewhere, and then it just
Yeah.
went like it goes like that, right? Like out and
Sure. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
like but like the black hole to the inverse of that.
Yeah.
The
Well, I mean,
growth of the
and
stars.
it's just to say too that like you can record a shit record in a great studio too. And
Oh
I'm sure
man.
that there is, you know.
Oh my
It
goodness, how many of them aren't there? I mean, I always want to like I'm a big fan of like, just thrifts, junk. I mean, like I like stuff, so they don't always keep it, but like I try to check out records. Like I always wanted to like sometimes I do. Like I have the Paris Hilton record at one point, and I remember I liked Stars Are Blind. I thought that was a good song.
Mhm. Okay.
Um but like I got the Lisa Marie record, Presley, and I was like, maybe there's a good song on that. I didn't
Maybe.
really even find one of those. I thought they would probably put it right at the top.
Yeah.
But I listened to 4 or 5 of those, so maybe I feel bad for her in a way.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
remember someone that I had met had interviewed her and stuff. It was kind of tragic and sad in a way.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely. I mean,
she was nice, I think.
yeah.
Um, but anyway, yeah. So yeah. So again, it's just like yeah, it doesn't matter.
Hmm.
None of that stuff matters.
Right. I want to ask you a couple more things, and then we'll wrap it up, okay?
Yeah.
First of all, like I said, I don't have a
Yeah. I
lot of
appreciate you talking, man. Pretty fun.
No, absolutely. It's been fun talking to you. I've been meaning to speak with you actually for years, dude. You've been on my list
Oh, I have
for
no idea.
There you
So
go.
I would say like, obviously Gauze, right? That tune.
Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Wow. Right?
Right. I mean, all of it, really. I mean, it's all pretty fucking good. I mean, but
Ridiculous.
I'm curious, like, if you could tell me, like, from the perspective of somebody that doesn't know this record. I mean, like, first of all, like, what is it that you feel kind of like influenced you? Like, is there something that you kind of directly pulled from it? Do you think that to to use in your future music?
Yeah, I think the atmosphere stuff,
Yeah.
I think wonder why. Like I think Brendan and I coming together on I mean Brian's drumming on this is freaking stupid.
Yeah.
Um I love how they'll just I love I mean I love the magic of the record. It really feels like a moment. It doesn't feel like Nevermind, right? Like
No.
it doesn't feel like, every chorus is different.
Yeah.
It's the blues, it's everybody's music,
Right.
it's American music. It's
Did
wicked American.
did you steal
And
it?
I think Wheat was wicked American.
Oh yeah.
Did I
Yeah. Did you
yeah, did
steal
I
anything from this record?
Did I steal anything from this? Oh, I bet Rick and my buddy Rick, Skyjelly.
Hmm.
Um, I think we probably did I take a like a I might have I know I we both have probably we both have probably taken I mean definitely things. I mean definitely feeling some uh I mean I stole watch Don't I Hold You, the video
Yeah.
that Tim did, this
Okay.
kissing video. Have you ever seen it?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh man,
I'll
it's
watch
so
it.
gorgeous. It's all kissing.
Oh, okay.
So Tim basically bought a couch and he had a party in Chicago. He had a bunch of people there kissing and then put the couch in a van. Or the other way around, came here, bought a couch at the Salvation Army, this red couch, and then put it in my basement, and then we had a big party, kind of some food and stuff, and then people just went downstairs and kissed.
Hmm.
And so Tim filmed people kissing on this couch, and then took the couch to Chicago, and then filmed people kissing on that couch in Chicago, and then put it all together. And it's just this whole, and there's no, and of course the band, the label at the time was like, there's no pictures of the band, there's nobody performing in the video, it's just people kissing the whole time.
Right.
But it was so beautiful. It's like older people and younger people, and it was just this.
Hmm.
It was brilliant, and
A
so
love
good.
fest. Yeah.
Yeah, so I definitely like I talk about like, I mean, he did our video, and then Brian mixed the record and recorded our,
Right.
I mean, what didn't I, right? I mean, I had him play a solo section on one of our tunes. I
Right.
mean, it's like,
Now,
yeah,
considering the importance of this record, right? I mean, you chose this record to talk about because you feel like it was an important, like, kind of like landmark in your life and your kind of life
yeah.
growing up listening to music. And you got to meet these guys and work with these guys. Is there anything that you asked them about this record that we don't know about?
No, and I wonder if, I mean, I'm trying to think. It was all so hazy then, because we were always working, and
Sure.
um, no, I don't know if I've ever asked him. But you know what I also love about this record? I was thinking it's like it's pop, but it's like
But it's
dirty
not.
pop. I know that you
Yeah.
you interviewed Talia, right? Who
Yeah.
I was a
Talia's had it.
huge, like, I mean, I had Live Skull. I was a Live Skull fan, and then when the Come record came out, I often thought about 1111 too, because
Mm.
when I first heard that, I was like, it's sort of like Slanted and Enchanted. There's those records that come out that you think like rock and roll is dead, and
Hmm.
then boom,
Revival.
somebody puts a record out, and you're like, fuck, that is the coolest rock and roll blues
Right.
shit.
But
Like
it's something noticeable. It's something like
that's
understood
how I feel
as
about Bunny Gets
opposed.
Paid. Yeah, it was
Right.
like one of those records. It was like, wow. But every once in a while, you have those bands, right? And that's what I kind of thought about this record. It was like it was like where it's pop, but it's like, I mean, that Slanted and Enchanted record,
Hmm.
what can you say about that record? The first time I heard it, it makes your head explode, right?
Right. Yeah.
The melodies are just ridiculous.
Yeah, man.
Um,
There's just some of these records out there, and I kind of guess that's why I do this and like I talk about this because everyone's got one or two or 10.
or seven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but I
know,
mean,
because there's like fall records I was thinking of too, but it was also
yeah.
not my time. That's me going back. This was more my time. It was more like,
Yeah.
that's sort of how I thought about it as I was, whatever, learning to become a songwriter, whatever, like that.
Right.
This was one of those records that came out as I was doing that. So it was,
It seems
yeah,
that way.
changed my
Timeline
life
wise,
kind of.
yeah. Timeline wise from what you've been telling me about, your first punk bands into forming We obviously this is right there in the middle, like we're kind of like, it's more songwriting oriented, it's more pop structure oriented, but it is
Yeah,
definitely
yeah, totally.
weird, like
It
because
is
you
definitely
guys
weird.
share that where, a
And
lot of
then at the end, there's always tomorrow.
mm,
There's always tomorrow. Right?
yeah,
I mean, to end with that, it's so touching,
yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. It has that sort of beauty that like Wayne from the Lips has, right? Where he delivers like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I've seen him. Like we did some tours with those guys, a bunch of
yeah,
them actually.
right,
Same business manager, so we did a bunch of tours, and we were so lucky. Holy crap. Um, Glastonbury with those dudes, right?
wow,
Stupid. Yeah,
yeah,
dumb. But the thing is like that touchingness of There's Always Tomorrow when Tim sings it at the end, it's so gorgeous,
yeah.
you know?
Right, and you've already gone through the whole cycle. Like if you've listened to the whole record and you're
Right.
now at the
You're
last track,
tired. You're so tired, and you're so just emotionally, right? You've just felt like you thrashed the room, and
right?
you might have blood on the hand. You're like, fuck, I just hit my hand,
Well,
like, that hurts.
there's so much you went through, right? Yeah,
Right. And then, yeah, you get to that end, and it just, yeah, it's so good, And it's also really, you feel like you know Tim and you feel like you know these guys.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is great about this record. It's not standoffish rock star bullshit. I mean,
Right.
Tim told me some stories like he was making a thing and he was backstage at I think this Kid Rock thing one time somewhere in Chicago, and it
Okay.
was terrible.
Yeah.
The
I bet.
debauchery back there was just
Sure.
horrendous. You know, he was
Okay.
like, it's crazy. So it wasn't that. And
Hmm.
that's, that was beautiful about it too, you know?
Yeah. Um, I want to ask you two questions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Uh, First of all, just on a personal note, like from being a Wheat fan and listening to your music and really identifying with a lot of it, in the final act of the song El Sincero, what is
Wow, forgot about that.
what is that percussive element in the background? Is it a bag of marbles being dropped on a granite counter?
I don't remember that tune.
Oh my
Holy
God.
crap.
Okay. That song is amazing. That song, speaking of songs that make you
Oh,
cry.
that song, man. I'll tell you, where I live in Taunton, someone had written "I Have Morals"
Hmm.
on on this like with a spray can
Yeah.
on this old mill, this doorway, like a loading dock mill
Yeah.
door. And I just thought like I have morals. I just thought like it's such a weird it was such a weird exclamation. It was such a weird
Right.
declaration, right? Like
Especially
I
to
have
spray paint
morals.
to
It was weird, like
vandalize
the
something.
spray paint, right? Yeah, like you're spray painting, like you're. And I thought of this beautiful sort of like, those characters from Mexico, where they're like the wrestlers. The
Oh
what are they
yeah.
called?
Luchadores.
Yeah, luchador. So I just pictured this luchador, this El Sincero, this earnest,
Yeah.
this sad kind of, and so this character, and then we had a fan do a video for Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
And have you seen the video?
No, I haven't seen it. I don't watch
He's
videos very
just
often.
he's just reciting, he's just singing the song.
Okay.
It's gorgeous. I mean, I think it's available. I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'll
it's
look it up.
so beautiful, and it just, yeah, I mean, I recorded that. My buddy Ray Jeffrey, who's like a tech, this extraordinaire man. This guy, and he's a recordist, like
Hmm.
engineer. Anyway, so he recorded that record.
Okay.
We did it in Taunton in his studio.
Yeah.
And he had some great gear. He had this 1958. I played that guitar, all that arpeggiated stuff. I played on this 58 Gibson hollow body, like, oh, through a Klon. You know those Klon pedals that are like people pay like a
Oh.
$5 billion for?
I know, actually, I know.
They're like, it's a gold pedal. It's a pretty good size pedal. It's called the Klon, Klon, and people, it's
Okay.
like mythical. There's a guy, I
Yeah,
think he
yeah.
lives in Cambridge. I think his name John. I know somebody who dated him for a while, I guess. But anyway, so his pedals were amazing. And I have to say, like that through that 58 thing with the Klon,
Hmm.
whew, that record. But yeah, thank you, man. I'm glad I forgot all about that record.
Oh
And
man, that song fucking hits me every time I hear it, man. So good.
I really appreciate you saying that, man. I do.
Yeah,
Because
no problem.
no, that was, yeah.
All right. Well, last question. You got five minutes. What do you
Yes,
think?
sir.
What do you think makes a great pop song?
Oof, wow. I was just thinking about, do you know that guy? There's a new dude now. I guess he's kind of new-ish. Augustine, do you know that?
No.
Do you know that guy? Kind of falsetto singer.
No. I can't
Um,
say I know it.
hey, do you know Joel? Do you know that dude? Joel
Oh yeah, Thibodeau?
from Death Vessel? Yeah, do you know
Yeah,
him?
I do. Yeah.
Have you guys done a session?
Oh man, you had to ask that, didn't you? Um, we did, and it never got released.
Oh,
I had to delete it.
oh,
Yeah, he didn't care for it. I was just like,
oh, well. Oh, I shouldn't have gotten into that. So
that's all
sorry.
right. That's all right. It's
Uh,
seldom ever happened. I think that's the only time that's ever happened.
yeah, it's a weird. Hey, man, it's weird. Anyways, we always like we're not ultra close, but yeah, we're close enough, where we talk a little bit here and there and stuff.
Sure.
But I don't know anything beyond that. But what makes a great pop song? I think like, I go back to this Penn and Teller thing, and I think I remember, and I'm going to be paraphrasing, probably getting it a little bit wrong, but he said the guy who talks, which is Penn.
Yeah. Sure.
Yes, he's the one who talks at it, obviously.
Yeah.
No, but he said the greatest thing about a show, because someone just asked him sort of like, how do you keep a show fresh or anything? And he was like, something that people recognize, right?
Hmm.
So something, and then something that's kind of new, right? Like a new, maybe some sort of a twist on within that framework of maybe something familiar, however you interpret something old, right?
Yeah.
Something old, something new. But then there's this third part is something from the artist.
Something personal.
Yeah, it has to be, I mean, you have to believe it or it won't be effective, right? Like you can't listen to like there's so much AI shit on the radio now, right? Like where it's like,
Right.
we're gonna get a two wine and a dollar time and a fruit in a hand and some moonshine. I mean, you
Right.
can't just rhyme shit, right? Like you can't just be like left, right, fly a kite,
Right.
right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, you have to. There has to be and it's nothing. It's almost nothing that you can manufacture. It
Hmm.
almost has to be real.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that like, not everybody who performs songs are the writers either. Um, and then maybe you could, Tim can say like, oh, it didn't really mean anything, but it kind of did.
Kurt, sure it does. Has feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing when you're hearing like, may God, oh, I don't know what he's saying there.
Right.
I never
Yeah.
checked his, but I get it. Like you know,
It means something to you.
oh man, it just. Yeah. So I think that's I guess that would be my answer would be that Penn and Teller thing of like something old, something new, and then something sort of personal. But you don't want to
Yeah.
give too much either, right?
No.
Like
Right.
you don't want to be an overshare. That's again
Sure.
getting back to that when you're learning to sing or learning to play. It's like, now for me, it's like, can I play one note through the whole song?
Hmm. Yeah. Right.
Can I play one note just in places where it's just like and I don't have to move or two notes. Like I don't, I mean, with the wheat stuff, getting back to El Sincero, like I did, can I have no chorus
Right.
or
Sure.
can I have all chorus?
Yeah. Yeah.
Only chorus. Um, so that's the thing too. It's like how little can you do? And I think for me, it's always been like how you deduce like, can I have one verse of that's it? It's 4 lines.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the song,
Exactly.
that's amazing, and it's not late. I mean, part of it may be laziness, but no, I think really what it is, it's like, how do you get it to its essence?
Right.
Because people are busy.
Sure.
Bullshit is, it's cheap.
Yeah, man.
And,
Don't bore us. Just
so,
get us to the chorus.
right, right. Don't force, get us to the chorus. Like you said, same verse, third verse, same as the first,
Right.
right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, it's a beautiful song, man. So much good material you've come up with. I just want to
I
thank you for putting it out. Thank you for making it.
No, man, thanks for doing this. I think, thanks for wanting to talk again. And as Tim would say, like, it's cooler when people want to talk to you
Yeah, yeah,
than when
man.
they don't.
Sure,
So
absolutely. Well, it's been a
there you
pleasure,
go.
man. It's been a pleasure getting to know you.
You too.
All
Look
right, man.
forward to maybe running into you sometime.
I hope so. We'll
Yeah,
make
man.
that happen.
All right.
All right, man. Well, check you
Thank you,
later.
man. Yes,
Absolutely.
happy Sunday.
See you.
Bye.
Vinyl and Vision is a Psychic Static production. Theme song written and performed by Jeff Robbins of 123 Astronaut and Orbit.